V, I've declared war not because capitalism's a thorn in my side or out of nostalgia for an America gone by. This war's a people's war against a system that spiraled out of our control. It's a war against the fucking forces of entropy. Understand? Do whatever it takes to stop them, defeat them, gut them. If I gotta kill, I'll kill. If I need your body, I'll fucking take it.
Robert John Linder, better known by his stage name, Johnny Silverhand, was an influential rocker boy, a narcissistic lover, and maybe most of all, a domestic terrorist who defined his generation in Night City, for better or for worse. The early life of Silverhand is not very well documented, though we do know he was born in College Station, Texas, on November 16, 1988, and we also know he was a huge fan of a punk artist that went by the name of Wendy O. Williams. In his early to mid-teens, John would go on to lie about his age to join up with the U.S. Army, in which he was sent to Nicaragua as a part of the Second Central American War of 2003. Said war would be referred to as New Vietnam, seeing as it was just a massive failure and a waste of resources. This, I believe, is what spawned Silverhand's hatred towards all things colonialist. When the secrets of the war were leaked, many US soldiers deserted, Johnny being one of them. If you ever wonder why Johnny sometimes sounds like a Hassan viewer, this is most likely the start of that.
So, you said America deserved 9/11. Did you mean that?
Yeah.
During this war, Johnny would go on to lose his left arm. He would then replace said arm with the silver one. Thus, Johnny Silverhand was born. There are theories that Johnny was an early example of soft cyberpsychosis due to his arm, though I don't think that theory holds any water. It's more likely that his experiences in war led him to the ideals and vitriol that he displays during the game. You don't have to be a cyberpsycho to become radicalized. Though it might help, I can't cap. After deserting, Johnny would end up in a shitty hotel in Night City by the name of Hotel Pistis Sophia, where he would stay for around a month wallowing around in self-pity and darkness. But out of this darkness came Johnny's new persona and life goal. Robert John Linder was dead. In enters Johnny Silverhand. In the coming weeks, Johnny would meet up with one of his close friends by the name of Kerry Uridine, and they would start the punk band known as Samurai, as a way to expose and rage against the forces controlling their lives. Like most bands, they only played back alley gigs and dive bars in the beginning, but in late 2003, they would be struck with luck as a crowded producer would see them play live and decide to sign them to Universal Recording. From this point, Johnny's music took off like no other. Samurai created the Rocker Boy movement, a heavy anti-corporate revolutionary movement dead set on the destruction of oppressive forces that are oh so common in Night City. With the success of this movement, Samurai rose to the top of the mainstream charts with songs like Never Fade Away, Chippin' In, and Black Dog. Around their peak, their keyboard player, Nancy, was in an abusive relationship which led to her pushing her partner out of a window, killing them, and getting her charged with murder. Nancy was the glue keeping the band together, so with her behind bars, constant spats and bad blood would lead to Samurai being disbanded in 2008. This didn't put Johnny down, however. Now being a household name, Johnny wanted to launch a solo career and continue his campaign against corporate and government interests. Around this time, a label by the name of DBS Music attempted to blackmail Johnny by leaking that Johnny was an American deserter, as if that would hurt an anti-government rock band, but whatever. Johnny, amused by this, decided to sign with Universal Records instead, and then he would drop an album called Sins of Your Brothers, where he would blatantly admit to being a deserter, while also revealing all the war crimes and bad shit he had seen with the government order. The album did so well that it completely changed the people's perception of deserters, causing them to be less judged and more revered. They really shot themselves in the foot on that one. In the beginning of the 2010s, Johnny would do a free benefit concert in Japantown as a way to protest and draw attention to the very violent ways NCPD used to quell the homeless riots that had broken out a bit earlier. Skipping to August 4th, 2013, after a show, Johnny would link up again with one of his on-again, off-again's girlfriends by the name of Alt Cunningham. After an argument, they go for a little walk outside the show venue and get ambushed by thugs hired by Arasaka. They kidnap Alt, stab Johnny, and leave him to die. When Johnny wakes, he's at a Friendly Rippers woken up by a media named Lyle Thompson. He informs Johnny that Alt was taken by Arasaka, so Johnny does what any of us would. He calls in some favors and gathers a strike team to raid Arasaka and save Alt. That boy pussy whipped as fuck. Pussy whip aside, his plan of attack was to get the band to play right in front of Arasaka HQ and have that evolve into a riot, While Arasaka is dealing with the dispersing and quelling the riot, Johnny and crew would go into HQ, shoot their way to Alt, and get her out. Not a bad plan, not a good plan, just reckless. Arasaka kidnapped Alt for being one of the top netrunners in the city, and unbeknownst to Johnny, Alt had been successful in helping Arasaka create a program known as Soul Killer. Soul Killer is described as a rogue AI that can copy the contents of someone's mind and recreate their consciousness digitally. This copying your brain content, however, will kill you. It fucking kills everybody it does to. That being said, when Johnny finally reaches Alt, she's wired up to a chair, and the guy in the room with her tells Johnny it's too late. Alt had transferred her consciousness to the digital world, and now she only exists as an AI. Broken by this revelation, Johnny lashes out and basically beats the media that he came with to death. Behind the walls of the monitor, Alt screams out for Johnny. Johnny would never hear those screams. After the assault on the tower, Johnny would flee Night City with the Aldecaldo leader he did the tower job with, Santiago. They would hide out in Mexico City for 2 years and return in 2015 once the heat had died down. Johnny would take an interview in 2020 in which he talked about a girl he used to know who grew up in Florida and saw the destruction of Tampa firsthand. I want to say he's talking about Alt, though I have no evidence for that. On August 20th, 2023, Johnny would take part in the biggest operation in Night City history. Johnny Silverhand, along with Morgan Blackhand, Rogue, Shaitan, and Spider Murphy would lead a Militech assault group to raid and nuke the main Arasaka HQ tower, ultimately putting a decisive end to the Fourth Corporate War. Johnny, however, had different reasons for doing this job. When inside the tower, Johnny went and uploaded a program to the Arasaka mainframe, allowing all its AI to slip out of confinement and escape across the Black Wall, basically saving her. On his run back to Rogue and the chopper, he is caught and pinned by Atom Smasher and is put directly in Arasaka's hands. According to the public, Johnny Silverhand died in the rubble of Arasaka Tower, a martyr in the War on Corpse. In reality, he became the first known test subject for Soul Killer. His brain was fried and packed onto a chip known as the Relic, which would later be clept by our protagonist V. It's up to you whether you want to decide to keep up Johnny's crusade or just pull a Cobain and end it all. Because of the Relic being the first real prototype, I find it hard to believe that all of Johnny's memories have been tampered with by Arasaka in order to guide or mislead the player. There are 2 different accounts of Johnny's death. One where he is shot in half by Atom Smasher and left to die by Rogue, or there's the shit we see in-game where he is captured and fried and turned into the chip. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think his death matters as much as, say, seeing Arasaka snatch up Alt, or seeing Johnny being broken by Alt's passing. That alone is enough to understand Johnny's hatred towards Arasaka, and that alone can explain away all his hatred and views when it comes to Corpse. Johnny might be an unreliable narrator, but he never lies to you. He is always explaining shit in ways that he understands the world, and I feel like calling him an unreliable narrator takes away from his experiences and casts doubt on his intentions. He's definitely nowhere near perfect, but he's definitely far from a bad player. He's just trying to guide V in the way he best knows. Bro, I can't speak English on these fucking YouTube videos. I need to get better about reading shit, dude. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more gaming content. I'm probably going to lean more into Elden Ring, because that's what I've been playing, so expect more lore on Elden Ring shit, especially Shadow of the Erd Tree shit when that comes out. Just like, comment, and subscribe. Comment anything y'all want to see me talk on. I also want to talk on Dishonored a little bit. You know. Keep rocking in the free world, dude. I'm kidding. Peace out, y'all. Chill out.